Okay, first things first. Tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock, I have to call Hanger Clinic and make my appointment for that. And this is my second time going there for my AFOs. The first time I was jumping through a whole bunch of red tape, and I'm just hoping that I can avoid that this time, considering that I have the authorization from my physical therapist and my primary physician, and that they agree and that it happens without any problems. Do I think that's actually gonna happen? No, because my life is not a fairy tale. Can I hope? Yes. But has my life ever gone the way that I hoped? No, but that doesn't make it horrible. It just means I'm more realistic. And then, after tomorrow, on Thursday, I'm gonna call insurance. Why? Because I need a new walker, because I haven't had one in 6 years. Why is that so important? Because you're supposed to get it replaced every 3 years. I haven't had a new walker from insurance in 6. So, yeah. Right now, I'm using my backup when I have to, which is my wheelchair. And then after my wheelchair, I have my crutches. And then after that, I just have myself. I crawl or use the wall or something like that. And trust me, it's better if I have my walker, so I have to call them because the person who handled my medical equipment, the manufacturer and the company, no longer exists, which means I have to find a medical company that can get me what I need. Oh, and then the Hanger Clinic is the AFOs. So they're the feet braces that I need, and I'm just hoping that it goes a little bit smoother than it did last time. Because last time they wanted a waiver, and that's because I was 21 by the time everything went through. And if you don't know, it's harder to get medical equipment after you're not a kid anymore. So, it is very, very difficult because they make you jump through a bunch of red tape, and because your parents aren't handling your medical situation. I'm not saying that's everybody, but that's me. My mom is not handling my medical situation. What irritates me though is she'll get some of the medical calls that I should be getting simply because her phone number is so ingrained in my medical records that they will call her first. And sometimes she's the only call that they receive, and then I have to end up calling them and being like, no, you had the wrong primary number. Like, that's not my number. You need to call this number when you're trying to get a hold of this person. I have also dealt with that situation with insurance, and that is a situation I'm still dealing with, thanks to 211. Because every time I call that number, they hang up. And there's only so many times I'm gonna call in a day. And last time I called insurance, I had to call like 7 different times in a day to get the primary care physician that I have right now. So, tomorrow I have the Hanger Clinic, and then the day after that I have insurance so that I can get a new walker, because that needs to happen. And if I can get those 2 things done, then we'll get it done. And then I'm waiting on the referrals from other places, which I have to call my doctor's office tomorrow after I deal with Hanger Clinic about 2 other places and be like, just send the referral here, blah blah blah. So, because my neurologist and my lung specialist don't take my insurance, so gonna get it referred to the place where I know they have those 2 specialities and that they take my insurance, because I am done dilly-dallying with this situation. Why? Because I have spent years trying to figure out what the freak is going on. Because what's happening is making my life worse, not better. And also, my disability itself is not supposed to get worse. Certain symptoms can get worse, okay, over time. But it's not supposed to be progressive. It's not supposed to get worse in the way that it's getting worse. So, I don't know if that's another underlying condition, what's going on, because a lot of people with a disability like mine can have multiple disabilities going on at once. How do I know that? Because technically, I do. So, with that being said, I just want some of this to be somewhat figured out, even if it starts with my equipment.